Prominent Nollywood actor Nkemowo, popularly known as Osuofia, has vowed never to forgive President Muhammadu Buhari for making his family go into mourning and grief after he ordered the execution of his younger brother, Bartholomew Wowo. Bartholomew, alongside Bernard Ogedengbe and Lawal Ojolape, was publicly executed by Buhari when he was a military head of state after the trio were caught trafficking drugs. Back then, the offense was not punishable by death, but with coming to power, Buhari enacted a decree that made drug trafficking offenses carry the death penalty. Despite pleas by Nigerians and the international community for the young men to be spared, Buhari was adamant and made sure the young men, who were aged between 26 and 30, were publicly executed. That singular action, according to Osuofia, threw his family into untold grief and sorrow, and hence his decision never to forgive Buhari for as long as he lives. In a recent interview, the comic actor said that whenever he turns his television and sees Buhari, he feels so much anger, and to maintain his sanity, he has to put off the TV, as he cannot imagine a man who ordered the execution of such young men presiding over Nigeria. Even though it has been over 20 years that his brother was killed, Nkemowo narrated his family has still not come out of the grief, and anytime he sees Buhari on TV, he finds it hard to control his emotions. Anytime I see Buhari, according to him, on TV, even in real life, I find it hard to control my emotions, as I often break down in tears, the actor began. Yes, my brother committed an offense, but at that time the crime did not carry the death penalty, but Buhari came and passed the decree that killed my brother and the other young men. The crime they committed did not prescribe the death penalty, and at most they could have been sentenced to prison terms, but despite pleas from well-meaning Nigerians and the international community, including Amnesty International, Buhari turned deaf ears and my brother was killed, cut down in his prime. If he had been sentenced to a prison term, he could have become reformed and a different person after serving out his jail term. He was only 26 at that time he was killed. He was a first offender, and I am sure if he had been jailed, he would have learned his lessons and become a better citizen. Nkemowo, who has acted in over 200 Nollywood movies, also added that the trauma the incident caused led to the death of their father, who did not recover from the ordeal, ending on this sober note. He said, "How can I ever forgive a man who my family, who dealt with my family such a devastating blow? And anytime I remember he is the president of this great country, I weep bitterly, but I pray God should forgive him." So guys, this is really touching. Honestly, this is really touching. And of course, he admitted and recognized the fact that the brother committed that offense. He made a mistake, but everything would have been, it would have been a different ballgame entirely if he was jailed. That everybody begged Buhari and what have you, and he didn't agree to that. It's really a touching one. Honestly, it's really a touching one, and that's why it is good for us to to do the right thing. And one thing is that since then, a lot of people are still involved in this drug trafficking and what have you, even in those places, all those countries that they have warned Nigerians not to be going. If you know that you are not even supposed to be doing all of those things, that is the real sense. That is the most important thing. Even with what happens to his brother, a lot of people are still involved in this illicit act. A lot of people are still doing it. They're not even minding what will be the consequence. They still go to all those countries that that they know that if you do this thing, this is what will come out of the whole thing. They still go there. So what happens? Even with his brother's death, a lot of people experience that. People did not still change. People are still into all of those things. But I'm just trying to emphasize what he said, that he had it been his brother was spared, at least it would have changed. Of course, maybe it would have changed, but why is it that incident is not teaching other people's lesson? If I don't think that is still happening in Nigeria, whether that law is still active in Nigeria, if death penalty is what will be meted on those who commit such acts. But what of other countries that they do the same thing? That death penalty is the is what's going to be meted on those who are into that activities. But you still see people, hey, with their koro high, they still go there. So what do we have to say? So it's unfortunate that it happened that way, when governments, or at that time it is decree, when government says something, you know it's the best thing is just for people to just be to avoid the whole thing. Of course, the I understand where it's coming from, but does that really change anything? It's not going to do anything. The most important thing is just for him to forget and forgive. The deed has been done. The deed has been done. The deed has been done. And I wish it's going to serve as a lesson to others, so that people who are involved in all this manner of atrocities, they will deviate from it. Some people, they will still catch them. Yes, you still see people going into all of these things. So we just hope that we have a place in his heart to forgive and just move on. Of course, he has to move on. It's been how many years ago? It's been for many years ago. It's been a long time. Someone says, no, you should have prayed for him, but you should have left the country till after his tenure. If your brother was allowed, how many people do you think would have lost their lives and property? And how many people do you think could have been on the street? To hell with your hate for Buhari. He reached where you will shall never reach. I don't understand what this person is saying. And someone say, Musa, praise day your body. The person who's made this comment is Musa Mohammed. And someone say, Chai, God should give you the grace to forgive him. Mr. Osuofia, I don't think the president can even recall when he sentenced your brother to death. It will do you no good if you keep on having grudges against him. Let the past remain in the past. Exactly. Some say tribalism and an unending enemy between the two. Someone say, I also feel your pains. So guys, that's just the way it is. You just have to let things go and forget about it. Just forget about it. That is the best things to do. If you continue to harbor those things grudge in your heart, it's gonna be affecting you. It's gonna affect you badly and seriously. So the deed, like I said, the deed has been done. I wish this what happened, would have served as a lesson to other people. Just like I said, people see involved in all of this, even when they know the consequences. They know the consequences of all these things. Yes, they see get themselves involved, because some people just feel that, oh, the person that was caught didn't play his game well. Oh, the person was not smart. I'm smart. I know how to go about it. He would have thought it this way and all of that. But what is bad is bad. Evil is evil. So we should all desist from all of those things. It's a pity that it happened that way, just like in Africa setting, they were like, oh, maybe that is the will of God for him. That is how we usually console ourselves and comfort ourselves. Of course, the deed has been done. No, it cannot be changed. The whole thing cannot be changed back. So Sophia should just pipe low, so that you yourself, you can move on. You can move on in life. Move on in life is a lesson to everybody. So guys, what do you think? Leave your comments below and let's have your take.